Welcome back to Brooklyn football fans. Another match week in the bag, another Liverpool win. And the special one had a not so special game, but he had a very special reason for why. Leicester City dropping points to Southampton. I don't know about that. Them Saints are marching their way out of the relegation zone. Now only 6 points out of 5th place. Look out, I see you, Danny Ings. And the whole gang is gonna give some wild predictions about next week. So let's cut the BS and get to the stoop. Hey everybody, welcome back. We got Aneesha and Mark here again. Another match week, another victory for Liverpool.
Another great week for them on their continuous run.
And we were right about Firmino.
We called it.
We did. Well, we did. He didn't.
I mean, he's
I
learning.
wasn't
You said
sure.
Firmino was shit.
I didn't say he was
You
shit.
said Firmino was shit.
Didn't
Here's
think
the
he was
thing.
their best player, but apparently this week he proved it.
He pulled it out the bag in the first half. That was a great little goal he had there.
Did you see him do this?
I did.
This high kick
did.
pass, and then it was nonsense.
The first half, it was great, but I think the second half could have had a bit more inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, Tottenham had their chances, but
They definitely
they're
had their
terrible.
There
We're
was
gonna
that
see a lot of
chance.
that this season.
There was that chance in the second half where Dele Alli could have gone for it.
And Son had an open goal, didn't he? I mean,
He had a couple
pretty
of good
much.
looks. He had a couple of good looks.
And that's where Mourinho was saying, "Oh, what good night save."
And this is why, no matter how many Mourinhos you get, no matter how many new stadiums you get,
You're still
it does
the
not make a good
Spurs.
team.
Anyway, so Mourinho gets all pissed off.
Of course.
He says, he has a little bit of a point of Mane kicked that ball out.
Okay.
Well, the throw in that led to the goal, watching it in replay, it should have gone to Spurs because it did go off of Mane's leg. But is that a VAR reviewable sort of situation?
It's questioning again where you draw the line with that VAR, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's how often you bring it in, how frequently you use it.
know.
But the more they do it, the longer that airtime is going to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We
So
all
they're
know
going to
I'm
start
not a
adding
fan.
commercials to Premier League games. Then.
They will
They'll
never do that.
They'll do split screen.
They
like they do in the
cannot do
NFL.
that.
They'll split screen it.
Shit.
That would no.
So here's the thing, though. With I understand handball, it's a completely different thing, and they're like,
Yeah.
that's not even VAR. That's just
A rule.
That's a rule. So if somebody touches the ball with their hand on accident, 10 passes before a goal, they will bring it all the way back and say you cannot score off of an opportunity that was initiated by a handball.
Which is what Mourinho was bitching about.
No, what he's saying is, so why should you be able to score off of an opportunity that never
That
should have been your
yeah.
opportunity in the first place?
That we were creating.
It was our ball. But the refs didn't see it go off of Mane's leg. So it's their ball, and they throw the ball in and kick a goal.
I think he's just whining because he lost.
He's whining because he doesn't have Harry Kane. No Harry Kane. No
Harry
goals.
Kane, and no goals. 0 chances, 0 goals.
What can you say?
That's the truth. I don't know what you want me to say. If Harry Kane is here, what? 1 shot, 1 goal. 2 shot, 2 goals. 3 shot, 3 goal. 4 shot, 4 goal. What do you want me to say? If Harry Kane is here, 7 shot even, 7 goal. 8 shot, probably 8 goal. But I don't know what you want me to say. So that wasn't the only VAR situation in the game. There was the Robertson tackle.
There was.
On Tanganga. What did you think about that?
My question is, how do they determine how bad it's going to be? So, was he fully going for him? Was it like a just touching him, but the ball stayed with him kind of situation?
I think the difference between the Robertson and the Aubamayeng is that the ball was in the Robertson situation, the ball was there. In Aubamayeng, there was no ball. It was just a
The
cleat.
ball was there.
He had already
He's
passed
always
the ball.
gonna defend.
Yeah,
Mark.
but if you watch it live,
I watched it live.
he's going for the ball, and the guy flicks the ball on. Beautiful, beautiful footwork. He flicks the ball on, and then Aubamayeng gets it. So it's boom, boom.
I
with
don't think it
Robertson,
is boom boom
it-
as you think it is.
oh my God,
It
it
also,
was.
from the shot that you saw in the game, was on the other side of the pitch. The camera's on this side. The
Do
foul
you
is
think
over
he's
there.
slightly biased?
I think he is slightly
Get off of me.
biased.
Get off of me. No, you don't know what you're talking about. No, the reason they called it a red card on him and not a red card on Robertson was because he missed the ball. That's what I feel. They were both around the same part of the
Yeah,
ankle.
they were.
They were just above the ankle. What has me furious is that Robertson didn't even get a yellow card.
No, there
he
was
didn't even get
no-
a
There
foul.
was-
No penalty.
They swallowed their whistle on
None.
that one for sure.
And even Robertson got up and was like, "Oh, we're
I
just gonna
good?"
keep playing. We're just gonna keep playing. Okay."
He does pause for a second.
Yeah,
and
he's like-
expecting something.
He's like, "Guys, I know we're good enough. You don't need to give us the game." Like Liverpool doesn't need to be given those opportunities. They're good enough. And even Mourinho said they could have won with 10 men. I'm just like, why?
Not everybody can do that, as we proved.
Right. Right.
You should be able to beat anybody except Liverpool with 10 men.
I just think that Liverpool are now at a point where we need to see whether they can sustain it. It's got to a point, like I was saying earlier, the first half of the match was magic. The second half, it's not that they seemed tired,
But they didn't lose.
They didn't lose.
And
But is that because they played well, or is it because Tottenham played badly?
It's because Tottenham is shit.
Tottenham didn't play badly. They didn't play badly. They're that injured. They have no one. Except for Son.
And he just
And he
wasn't
can't do
there.
it all himself.
Listen, as much as I hate to say it, Tottenham is a. Sorry, it's hard to say this. Tottenham is a top team. Tottenham is a
now.
top team. It just doesn't feel right. And
Try
Liverpool
it for
played.
now.
Liverpool did not play well, and they won. And they played even less well in the second half, and they won.
So now you have to see what happens going forward. That's my question, because they have a string of big games that they've played and that they've got coming up. And it's whether they can sustain that momentum, because they're now at a point where I think they've got more points than City had during their 17-18 winning season at this
correct.
point in the year.
Yeah.
And it's like the most recorded in history. But how far can they go?
I mean, playing this way, that's the thing, is when they play really well, they destroy teams. When they play bad, they win 1-0.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who's going to... I mean, City, they have games coming up against City. It's the
United.
second half of the season. They have City, they have United this weekend.
You get Wolves in 2 weeks, but that won't matter.
You have...
You can hope it does.
But you have the second half of the season where... I mean, look, let's look at a clear example. 2 months ago, Leicester beat Southampton 9-0.
Yes.
Now they play them in the second half of the season. Southampton
And
beats
Ass
them
kicking
yeah.
is a great motivator.
2-1.
Oh, but do you know what? I
An
felt
ass
so
kicker-
good
an ass
for
kicking is a
Southampton
good
at that
motivator.
point.
So in the past 2 weeks, Southampton has beat Chelsea, Tottenham, and
Leicester.
Leicester.
Oh, they're
It's
on
like-
fire right now.
They're on a roll.
They're on
I think
fire
they've won
right
So
like
any
4
team
games
can
out of
do
5.
it. Any team can do it. If they can get on a roll like that, Liverpool can get on a roll going the other way.
Exactly, and City
I
can
just
take their
don't-
rightful place back at the top.
When you've got Jurgen Klopp saying 61 goals in 22 games don't matter. It's not
he's right.
not our focus. It's not what we're going for. We're going for so much more, and it's garbage. It's bullshit. You know, I think more importantly for Liverpool is 6 consecutive clean sheets
Yeah.
over 60,
That's-
61 and 22.
But what he's saying isn't that 61 points are garbage. What he's saying is the points don't matter to me until no one can catch us. And he's
they're
right.
up
They
by
don't.
15?
You could have 100.
Are they up by 15 right now?
It doesn't matter. Last year, how many points did they have? And they lost by 1. They lost the league by 1. So
he wants to get to a point where they're so far ahead.
But again, as I was saying last week, that's the motivator. That's the motivator. You know, that's why they're going to just destroy it. That's why they're going to win everything.
Yeah, because he's saying, I don't care how many points we have. We need to win every single game. And 61 points, who cares? If we lose every game from now until the end, we'll end up with 61 points and we'll lose.
That would be amazing.
It could happen. It could happen.
I would love to see that.
That would be the worst bet you could make.
Could you imagine a team having such a stellar first half of the season and then tanking the second half so fantastically?
I mean, they would have to have just massive injuries for that to happen. Just massive.
I mean, I don't see it happening.
No.
But you can't say that it's impossible. I mean, it technically could, like Arsenal could technically win the league, numbers-wise.
Could they?
It's not gonna
happen,
Could
people.
they?
Southampton could. They're tied with Arsenal right now. Isn't it unbelievable?
They are, like mid of the table, right?
Which isn't something to be bragging about. We're tied with Arsenal.
I mean, for them, that's not a bad thing. For you, not so much.
Not us.
Can we talk about United?
Oof.
I know.
All right. What you want to say?
I know.
What you got?
I want to say, okay.
That's another Manchester team.
This
Why
kind
you
of pains me. It kind of pains me, but they played well this weekend.
They did. She wants to talk about Man United because we played each other in fantasy this week, and
we're gonna say this again. I won.
Get out of here. She won because she chose Sterling as her captain, and he didn't even play, and Rashford was her vice captain, so she got double points.
I can teach you all the skills.
Rashford is crap.
But he played well this week.
He's a good player when he
played
shows
well.
up.
Okay, so you don't have to support United, but you got to get on board with how well they did this weekend. And it's not just Rashford. Okay, so he scored 2 goals. Mm-hmm. Granted, they didn't have the biggest competitor in the world there, but there's that new guy, the young one, Greenwood, I think that's his name.
Greenwood, yeah.
He's got skill. He's like 18 and he is coming up with the stats.
He is. The scary thing, United does have some younger players that are actually like
gonna bring back their glory days.
Gonna look well. Who else? Chelsea. So Chelsea and United, I think in the next 5 years, the next 3 to 5 years are gonna be relevant again.
That would be nice. Growing up, they were the big teams for us.
Yeah.
So
I mean, City wasn't anything back then.
They've always been something.
Sure.
I celebrated their promotion from the championship when I was 10 years old.
That was like 1947. She's old.
All the grey hair.
Exactly.
You guys had a very big, strong win.
We did. Aguero brought it home with his little hat trick, amongst others.
But
I was waiting for the mercy rule in that game. I was like at 4-0, and I was like, is there a mercy
exist.
rule? Can we invoke this for these poor guys?
Not as long as the goal differential is important.
Fair enough. I also learned that,
it's brought us back ahead of Leicester.
Yeah.
We're back in second.
Yes.
Yeah. But enough about that team. I want to talk about Aston Villa because I did not expect that. They looked like they were on the come up.
I thought so too. They left the relegation zone. They hadn't been doing awfully. And then City...
Jack Grealish took that stupid headband off.
City just gazumped them.
Now City, when City is playing like that, like, they're like so much fun to watch.
It's everything to be there for.
They're so good. They are so good. But then you have days where they just don't show up.
So here's a theory I have. I know we're talking Villa, but bear with me, a little City theory I have. They're very they're emotional, our lads, and when something bad happens, they take it to heart, and then it gets stuck in their brain, and they continue to play worse. When something good happens, it's like it buoys them, and they continue to excel.
Yeah.
And so what you see is that if it's going badly for them, I find, quote me if I'm wrong, I find they struggle to turn it around. Whereas...
But they shouldn't.
If it's going well for them, they can smash any team out of orbit. It's like a mind frame. It's a mental set.
Look, I I would have picked that as my crazy pick of the week, which was Villa taking out City, because the way Villa was playing, they're playing as a team. They have multiple goal scorers that are scoring from midfield. And
fun fact for you: Prince William supports Villa.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, cool. He's the one that's not
that's the
leaving.
Canadian one?
Yeah,
Part of the royal
he's the one that's
family.
not Canadian.
Awesome. Between relegation and the mid-table right now, I think we could see a big flip because they're all so close in points.
There's no separation at
There's
all.
very
Actually,
little.
the separation happens after Chelsea.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
up,
It's like,
way up.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Chelsea, and then it's Man U in 5th,
Yeah.
and their Man U is back by 6.
I think so.
5?
I feel like once you get to that mid-table point, right down to the
Oh
bottom,
no,
there's so much space for
can
turnover.
do all sorts of
I
things.
mean, Norwich is going to have a hard time.
Well, they
They're gonna have a
only
hard
have
time.
14 points.
Pookie who? Pookie who? How did you start this season again? Remind me.
Pookie. Pookie power.
There's no predictability in it. It makes it. I kind of think it makes it more exciting.
It is.
It gives you a week on week. You're coming into these games questioning what's going to happen.
Yeah. As an Arsenal supporter, I'm like, maybe Europa League, maybe being relegated. It's not going to
Not
happen.
gonna happen.
But it's within the realms of possibility.
Yeah,
If-
never say never.
Never say never, whoever you are. In Brooklyn, we all live in tiny, tiny apartments. So one of the most important places that you can have is the stoop. It's like a patio, but with built-in seating. And when you come home, you never know who's gonna be just sitting on your stoop randomly, but if they're there, you're obliged to offer them a beer. What about me? So next time you're in Brooklyn, come to the stoop. It's time to make our picks of the week. It's time for Lock, Stock, and 3 Smokin Barrels. Aneesha, what's your lock of the week? Who's definitely gonna win?
I gotta put my money where my mouth is, and it's all on City to beat Palace this week.
Ooh, Palace is playing all right. Well, I'm wrong. No, they're not.
No, they're not. No,
They
they're not.
They were. When they played us, they were playing great. Okay, Mark?
I'm joining her with her money. I'm going City over Palace. And you heard it, City over Palace.
All right. So for me, I'm going Leicester.
Okay.
I think they bounce back and they destroy Burnley. I mean, Burnley's terrible.
I mean, they've got a lot of
They're
hope
terrible.
there.
That's not a stretch.
It's a lock pick.
It's a lock pick, and you've locked that.
All right, so we got the lock. Now it's time for the stock. Which one do you think has a possibility? May not happen, but has a possibility. Aneesha?
I'm gonna say Watford over Tottenham. Tottenham have
I-
got poor form at the moment.
I love that pick.
I'm not loving Tottenham's form, and Watford have had a few shining moments recently.
they're coming. Troy Deeney's got him
So,
some goals. Yeah.
I'm gonna give them some juice.
All right. We'll see, Mark.
I'm going Sheffield over Arsenal. Sorry, buddy.
Get out of here.
So, I'm going to move down a step. No.
Down a step, yeah.
Yeah, Sheffield playing way too well right now, and Arsenal still trying to figure it out.
How about you?
You heard me.
All right, fine. Okay, I was just thinking about maybe changing mine to Wolves losing, but that wouldn't be
They
a
are playing
probable.
Southampton.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
not-
That would be more
not
my
a
lock
bad
pick.
pick.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'm going for my stock, my possible. I'm going to take West Ham over Everton.
Ooh.
I think West Ham, they've got a new coach. They were rocking and rolling. I think they got a little hard done losing to Sheffield.
Yeah.
That goal.
That wasn't a great one for them.
Yeah, that was tough. And I think they come back. And Everton's been sketchy. They've been sketchy.
So you think
I
they're
don't
going to turn
trust
it around,
them.
come back fighting?
I think they're gonna come back and yeah. And that's for my buddy Adam Hamer. Let's go Hammers. Hamer the Hammer. That's for you, bro.
Okay.
All right, and now
the barrels.
3 Smokin Barrels. What are your wild card choices of the week?
Okay. I'm saying United to beat Liverpool. And this clean sweep for all of us, please.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That is.
I'm moving down
Wow.
a step next week,
That's
just
a
so you
wild
know.
card.
I don't even understand how a Manchester girl can choose United.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't support United, but right now Liverpool are in my way. And they need to go down.
need to get out. All right.
So if it takes United to do that, then I'm all on board.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. In fantasy, I start 2 Liverpool defenders, so I'm hoping for another clean sheet. All right, Mark?
I am going to go with Watford over Tottenham. I believe it's not quite as easy as you make it out to be. I think it's going to be a bigger stretch, a tougher row to hoe, if you will.
Tougher row to hoe. God damn. All right, son. I like it.
He's got his lingo.
I like it. I don't think it's a wild card choice because Tottenham's terrible. I'm going to choose Newcastle over Chelsea.
Ooh, tell us more.
Yeah, that's my wild card. I don't think it'll happen. But, Newcastle's one of those teams that, people stop, they're like, oh, it's just Newcastle.
My mum's a magpie.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Born and brought up Geordie.
I don't know what that means.
You mean they're not the Newcastle Brown Ales?
Funnily enough, no.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome, the Newcastle Brown Ale. No, I think Newcastle,
their team colors
they don't have
shit.
a reason to be losing like they are. They have decent players.
They do.
Almiron is finally scoring some goals. And, Chelsea plays great and then they play terrible. And then they play great and they play terrible. I think it's...
So they're due to lose?
Part of the rotation.
Yeah, because right now Chelsea's been playing very well.
But I think it's part of the young coach, young players. That team is mostly young players. That's why you get some up and downs. And I think this week, Newcastle can take them.
You don't think Solskjaer's revolution's going to keep on going?
Solskjaer? You mean Lampard?
No. Yes, I do. Sorry. World my own. Lampard's revolution even.
I think he's doing some great things. But I think next year they'll be more of a threat than they are this year.
Okay.
I think they need another year. And I think Solskjaer is out. Gunner out.
Let's see.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. All right. Those are your lock, stock, and 3 Smokin Barrels for the week. We'll see how we did. And the loser, the person who gets the most wrong, moves down a step.
I'm on my way already.
All right. Hopefully I'm not way down here for next week. All right. We'll see you next week on The Stoop.